This is my English project on Their Eyes Were Watching God and 3 settings explaining on how it relates to the theme. My first theme is Eatonville. This is a picture of the Grove. This house was made by one of the largest slave owners, Richard Keith Cauley, back in the 1820s and 1830s. This house had many slaves working in it, and the reason I picked it to describe Eatonville is because during the relationship of Joe and Janie, Joe had acted like a slave master while Janie was the slave. During this relationship, it showed how Janie had no real voice and how Joe had fully controlled her with the slave and slave master relationship. This relates back to the theme because Janie had always rushed through her relationships, and as a result, when the relationship had ended, she had nothing left to do and had nowhere else to go. She always ended up following the next person she falls in love with, and as a result, the loop continued. The Muck, on the other hand, was a setting where Tea Cake and Janie had run off to after Joe had died. The area was very swampy and had been occupied with Native Americans. The picture I decided to use to describe the Muck is a picture of 2 men holding knives behind their back as if they're trying to hide it. The reason I picked this is because nearing the end of Janie and Tea Cake's relationship, there had been lots of trust issues, especially on Tea Cake's side. Tea Cake had believed that Janie was cheating on him with Motorboat, but as a result, there had been very little trust. There had been a lot of trust issues between the two. This relates back to the theme because Janie had rushed this relationship, especially after Joe had just recently died, and as a result, she didn't know everything about Tea Cake. Rushing through relationships leads to unwanted problems in relationships. Rural North Florida was the setting when Logan and Janie had been in a relationship. This setting was very big because Logan had a lot of land and acres. This setting mostly reminded me of what is a barn or a farm. The relationship between Logan and Janie were forced upon each other because Janie had no intention marrying Logan, but Nanny had forced her into it. As a result, Janie had no true feelings besides other than thinking marriage had love within it. The picture I decided to use for rural North Florida is a picture of someone slapping another person. The man represents Janie because Janie had been forced into this marriage with Logan. Forcing this marriage onto Janie had resulted into Janie not knowing what true love was. She never truly experienced what true love was because she never wanted to marry Logan, but since it was forced upon her, she had no option to say no. This relates back into the theme because since she was forced into this relationship, she had no idea of how Logan was or his true character. As a result of rushing through a relationship like how Nanny had forced Janie to do, she had no experience and got nothing out of that relationship.